It starts with static, then her breath, a little laugh, afraid of depth. She says, hey, it's me, just thought I'd call, like it meant nothing much at all. There's traffic humming in the back, and years of silence in the cracks. The last voicemail she left still plays inside my chest. No big goodbye, no final plea, just pieces of what used to be. And every word she didn't say sings louder than the ones that stayed. The last voicemail she left, a ghost I never could forget. She talked about a book we shared, a line she underlined then stared. She said, I hope you're doing fine, I miss your songs around this time. Then silence paused like it might break, but ended with a clean heartache. The last voicemail she left still echoes past my breath. It wasn't long, it wasn't clear, but God, it still brings her near. And every half-formed memory feels sharper than it ought to be. The last voicemail she left still haunts the part I can't reset. I should have called, I should have tried, but we all lose what we can't confide. And now her voice is just a sound that lives when no one is around. The last voicemail she left still plays inside regret, like vinyl hiss, like autumn wind that never finds its home again. I never pressed delete that day, it's proof she didn't fade away. The last voicemail she left still says the things I never said. I found it in a drawer beneath some postcards and a winter wreath. A mixtape labeled June and blue, side A for me, side B for you. Your handwriting a little bent, like all the words you never sent. A mixtape left in an old drawer, with voices I don't hear no more. Each track a scar, each pause a breath, a soundtrack stitched with love and death. And though the tape won't always play, the silence still knows what we'd say. That mixtape left in an old drawer still holds the us that came before. inside fades into something fine. Your taste in songs was close to mine, but in between the tunes we chose were things we hid and didn't show. Like why you left and where you went, and what that midnight message meant. A mixtape left in an old drawer still spins like time inside a war. A reel of highs, a loop of ache, where nothing's fake and nothing's safe. And though the years have changed the sound, the ghosts in there still hang around. That mixtape left in an old drawer says what our mouths don't anymore. No Spotify, no modern screen, just ribbon dreams and tambourines. And if I press rewind tonight, I might forgive or hold too tight. A mixtape left in an old drawer reminds me who we made it for. And though we never played side B, it sings like you were here with me. A fragile thing, a worn out score, but still it plays, and I want more. She used to lean upon the pane, with morning light across her frame. The glass would fog where she would breathe, then clear with words she'd never leave. But now it only frames the trees. No silhouette, no warmth, no keys. What the window held has long since been dispelled. No trace of hand, no gaze remains, just light that bends through empty panes. No tale retelled, what the window held was gone before I even knelt. The curtain sways without her there, a dance with ghosts that left nowhere. And though the sun still finds its line, it doesn't catch what once was mine. The birds still fly beyond the glass, but none reflect the time we passed. What the window held no longer can be spelled. It kept her glance, her Sunday hum, her whispers soft as kettles drum. But now no meld. What the window held is just the sky where day once dwelled. They say that glass remembers shape, but even it can't hold escape. And so I sit and barely blink, as if the past could learn to sink. What the window held has quietly been shelled. No voice to press, no frame to trace, just silence dressed in outer space. No tear expelled. What the window held They say that glass remembers shape, but even it can't hold escape. And so I sit and barely blink, as if the past could learn to sink. No tear expelled what the window held, was all I lost but never felt. The table held our coffee rings. Our talk was filled with borrowed things. She laughed like someone on a train, already leaving in her brain. Her coat would leave the hook too soon, before the songs had hit their tune. No one stayed late, no hand to hesitate, just folded chairs and blinking lights that dim the heart of Friday nights. No twist of fate, no one stayed late, and I was left to clean the slate. Her glass was always half removed. She watched the room but rarely moved, a smile that nodded, not believed, a warmth that never really cleaved. And when the last joke found its floor, her shadow slipped right through the door. No one stayed late, just clocks to contemplate. The ashtray cold, the record stopped, the vinyl hissed, the bottles popped. Too still to wait, no one stayed late, just silence tapping at the gate. Some say love lingers past the crowd, but hers was never said too loud. And when the room began to close, she'd vanish like a song that froze. No one stayed late, no hearts to captivate, just fading breath and folding time, and glasses cleared of every rhyme. Too thin to say, no one stayed late, and love slipped out behind the plate. We stood between the open door. The words we knew had said no more. Her eyes looked down, my hands were still, a space too wide, a breath to fill. No argument, no final plea. just waiting on what couldn't be. Before the quiet spoke, we hung on every joke, like laughter might rewind the fall, like echoes might still scale the wall. No word we broke. Before the quiet spoke, we listened hard to all we choke. The floor was clean, the air was thin, like love had left but not walked in. She brushed her sleeve like dust from years. I smiled too soft to catch her tears. A clock somewhere had paused its tick, as if the end had one more trick. Before the quiet spoke, the moment nearly broke. I saw her mouth begin to part, but silence beat her to the start, too sharp to cloak. Before the quiet spoke, it told me more than hearts provoke. It told me more than some farewells land without a sound, but leave the loudest kind around. And when the hush begins to rise, it casts the truth we can't disguise. Before the quiet spoke, the room exhaled its smoke. She turned not fast but like a thread, unspooling words we never said, no dream we stoke. Before the quiet spoke, I knew what love could not revoke. She smiled but didn't hold the line. Her laughter cracked just past the spine. She spoke but paused before each word, like every sound no longer stirred. I felt her hand slip from my knee, like wind that's leaving from the sea. Before the sky turned, the light was thin and stern. The sun still shone, but with a sigh, like even it had learned goodbye. The blue still burned before the sky turned, but love already ceased to yearn. She moved around like she was gone. Her body stayed but drifted on. The coffee cooled before her sip. Her name began to lose its grip, and in her gaze I saw again key. I found the weight before the sky turned. I saw the quiet churn. The leaves all trembled without breeze. The minutes slowed like aching knees. No flame discerned before the sky turned. But something left that won't return. We think the sky must first go black before we know she won't come back. Some goodbyes are made of haze, of daylight losing all its blaze before the sky turned. She whispered with concern, not for herself but for the end that neither lover could defend. No wrath, no spurn before the sky turned. She let go softer than the wind. She stood there quiet, facing east, where morning light gave shape to peace. The window caught her silent stare before I knew she wasn't there. It saw her fingers trace the pain, like part of her was glass and rain. The window watched first before the goodbye burst. It saw her fading in her pose, the way she leaned against her lows. No scream, no thirst. The window watched first and knew the end before the verse. I thought we had another week, but pains don't lie and glass can speak. It shimmered soft, it dulled its hue, as if it grieved the coming rue. While I made plans and warmed the room, the window bore her coming gloom. The window watched first, its silence unrehearsed. It knew the weight behind her gaze, the way she packed her soul in haze. No break, no burst. The window watched first. It learned of leaving unreversed. Some doors may lock, some stairs may creak, but windows always softly speak. They catch the things we dare not see, reflections not for you or me. The window watched first, then let her shadow disperse. I found her gone, the glass still warm, still shaped like her departing form. No curse, no worst. The window watched first, and I was just the one she cursed. They say the heart still keeps a trace of every smile, of every face. But in this room where we once lay, not even shadows choose to stay. The air is flat, the floor is dry, no whispers left, no echoes cry. Even her ghost fled. No hauntings in my bed, no creaking floor, no candle dim, no distant hum of phantom hymn, just space and dread. Even her ghost fled, like memory too tired to tread. I called her name into the night, but silence swallowed all the light. No chill upon the window pane, no voice that trembles in the rain. She didn't linger, didn't stay, not even dreams come through this way. Even her ghost fled, left not a thread, no perfume caught in linen folds, no glance behind the cupboard holes, no sign she bled. Even her ghost fled, like grief that simply chose instead. Some leave a mark in time's long spine, but she erased both hers and mine. I search in places most forget, but all I find is blank regret. Even her ghost fled, no visions overhead, just stillness deep enough to drown. No flickers dressed in tattered gowns, no voice I've wed. Even her ghost fled and left this house too dead to dread. The chair still sits by a window pane, its wooden arms worn smooth with rain. She used to curl with book in hand and draw small suns in morning sand. Now no one's there to sip the steam, but every dawn repeats the theme. Where she sat, the light still leans through golden blinds and quiet beams. It hits the floor the way it did when she would smile and close the lid of thoughts too wide for words to share. But sunlight knew her better there. Where she sat, the light still leans, a silent shrine in daily scenes. I tried to move the chair one day, but something in me said it'd stay. The dust it gathers feels like proof of time gone soft beneath the roof. And though her scent has long since fled, the morning air still paints her stead. Where she sat, the light still leans, a touch of grace in between. No photograph, no faded thread, just golden hush where she once read. And though the house forgets her name, the sun remembers just the same. Where she sat, the light still leans like memory through window screens. Some leave without a sound or scream. The light remembers every scene. The way she breathed, the way she turned, the coffee steam, the pages burned. Where she sat, the light still leans, each morning's echo reconvenes. And though I wake to just a chair, she's always partly sitting there. No need for voice or scent or touch. She didn't stay, she didn't try, just touched my life and passed me by. Like sunlight on a passing train, too brief to name, too bright to frame. But ever since the colors bend, as if she taught the day to end, passing through her light, the shadows turned polite. She didn't stay, but changed the tone of every room I walk alone. No fire, no fight, just passing through her light. And I'm still warmed by what she's shown. She said so little, smiled so wide, left no regrets, left no goodbye. But something in the way she breathed rewrote the air, then quietly left. Now morning finds my window bare, yet golden with her not quite there. Passing through her light, like dust that holds the night. She wasn't mine, she wasn't lost, but gave me peace without a cost. No claim, no right, just passing through her life. And somehow feels like flight. Some people blaze, some leave a mark. She lit the corners of my dark. No need for names or photographs, just how the day now gently laughs, passing through her light. She changed the world in slight, and though she's gone without a trace, the warmth remains an empty space. No wrong, no right, just passing through her light. And I still see the world that way. We talked in circles, sharp and wide, but never crossed the words inside. You asked me if the rain would stay. I said it's just another day. But in your eyes a storm was caught, and every word I should have brought, all that stayed silent, the weight we didn't fight, hung heavier than all we said. Between the tears we left unshed, no blame, no violence, just all that stayed silent now echoes louder in my head. You traced the edge of your old cup, and I looked down, just giving up. The clock kept time, but not the heart. We let the moment fall apart. And now the room, it holds the sound of all we didn't speak aloud. All that stayed silent still lingers every night, like whispers pressed into the walls, or footsteps soft in empty halls. No fight, no tyrant, just all that stayed silent. And now it speaks when darkness falls. Some love dies not in fire, but in the hush of lost desire. No slamming doors, no last goodbyes, just quiet truths we left to lie. All that stayed silent is all I can recite. The looks, the sighs, the shifting eyes, the space between our last replies. So calm, so silent, but all that stayed was a riot, and I still hear it every night. You stirred your tea, I stirred my doubts. The words came slow, then wandered out. You asked me how the garden grew. I lied and said, just fine like you. Your smile was soft, your eyes were thin. We talked like rain on rusted tin. We talked like rain on tin, no deeper than the surface skin. Each syllable a drop, not storm. Too cold to heal, too dry to warm. You laughed, but not the way you used, and I replied with half refused. We talked like rain on tin, and never let the real begin. The lamp between us hummed its song, while both of us just played along. You spoke of work, I spoke of sleep, but neither touched what lies too deep. The roof above caught all the sound, but couldn't hold what can't be found. We talk like rain on tin, just echoes from the place we've been. No questions sharp, no answers brave, just words to pass, not love to save. You looked away, I watched the floor as if it held what we came for. We talked like rain on tin, and left the rest to fade within. Some silences speak more than speech, but ours just stay too far to reach. Like puddles dancing in the night, too soft to stir, too faint for light. We talk like rain on tin, a melody we'd once begin, but time had bent the notes too low, and we forgot the chords we know. You stood to leave, I didn't stand, just let the moment slip like sand. We talked like rain on tin, and vanished in that quiet din. The bulb above the table glowed, like nothing changed, like nothing showed. The pillow bore her quiet trace, but not the warmth, not even face. Her mug was full from yesterday. The light stayed on, she slipped away. The light stayed, but she didn't. The world moved on, but I hadn't. The walls held firm, the clock still ticked, but time grew thick and heart got nicked. No slammed door, no whispered fight, just absence in a pool of light. The light stayed, but she didn't. In silence sang what she had written. The night we fought, it barely flared. She turned away, I mostly stared. We left the lamp on side by side. Then morning came, and so did time. Her shoes were gone, the keys were too, but nothing else had lost its hue. The light stayed, but she didn't. Her touch dissolved, but air still thin. The floorboards creaked as if she passed, but held no step, no shadow cast. I blinked into the amber hue and hoped she'd walk back into view. The light stayed, but she didn't. Like stories cut before they're written. Some endings scream, some endings sting, but hers just didn't do a thing. Just walked right out the breath we shared, and left me staring at the glare. The light stayed, but she didn't. I breathe beneath what love once meant. The ceiling hums, the lamp burns through, but nothing shines like she once knew. I sleep beneath that quiet glow, still asking where the warmth. The trees still sway in morning light, but none of them will say it right. The breeze that used to kiss her hair now dances past like she's not there. I called her name into the sky, but clouds just moved and passed me by. Even the wind won't speak her name. It whispers soft but not the same. The fields stay still, the lake won't stir. No echo dares remember her. I beg the pines to sing her tune, but silence fell on sun and moon. Even the wind won't speak her name, like loss itself forgot its claim. She walked these hills in summer's breath, but left before the fall of death. The swing she loved still creaks at dawn, but never sways since she's been gone. I stood where laughter used to land, but found just dust inside my hand. Even the wind won't speak her name. It once would dance, now it's just tame. The ocean hums a different key, avoiding chords of memory. The sparrow waits to start its song, as if it knows that name is wrong. Even the wind won't speak her name, and nature too has left the frame. Maybe the earth has made a pact to guard her name and not look back. Or maybe I'm the only one still chasing ghosts beneath the sun. Even the wind won't speak her name, and I've grown tired of taking blame. If gales forget and rivers hush, then maybe loss is in the hush. So I just sit beneath the sky and let her fade without goodbye. Even the wind won't speak her name, so neither will I, just the same. I remember how she lit the room. Her voice would chase away the gloom, but now it's just a softer shade of something warm that's slowly frayed. I close my eyes, I try to hear, but laughter won't come anywhere. I forgot the way she laughed, like losing part of photograph. The edges blur, the tone won't land, like holding smoke with empty hands. I once replayed it every night. Now echoes fade beyond my sight. I forgot the way she laughed, and that's the part that hurts the half. I still recall the way she cried, the silence when we let it slide, the joy, the sound that made her hers, now lost inside the time that blurs. I'd trade the words we left unsaid to hear her laugh again instead. I forgot the way she laughed. No tape, no trace, no aftermath, just silence where the music played, and shadows where the light once stayed. I hum old tunes we used to share, but none can bring her laughter there. I forgot the way she laughed, and it's a grief I never grasped. Some say the heart remembers true, but even hearts can lose their hue, and what remains we cling to tight until it slips into the night. I forgot the way she laughed. No suitcase by the hallway light, no echoes down the stairs at night, no slammed shut words, no broken plates, just empty cups and quiet fates. The couch still bears the shape she curled, but gone is all that made it a world. It was a goodbye without a door, no creak, no click, no final floor. She didn't pack, she didn't say, just faded like the end of day. And I still breathe the air she left, like perfume after sudden theft. A goodbye without a door, just silence slipping through the floor. She didn't cry, I didn't plead. We both just fed the same old need, to keep it calm, to skip the scene, like closing books we've already seen. The fridge still hums her favorite song, but somehow hums it all wrong. It was a goodbye without a door, no coat removed, no metaphor. The chairs askew and lights still on, a ghost departing with the dawn. No written note, no soft so long, just absence wrapped in normal song. A goodbye without a door, and yet it echoes evermore. We think the end will always shout, but some just melt and then fade out. And not with a bang, but with a hush, like wind that leaves without a brush. It was a goodbye without a door, and though the house looks like before, the clocks still tick, the floorboards creak, but none of them recall her speak. She left no mark, she made no scene, but took the warmth from in between. You lit a smoke with shaky hands, I drove us through forgotten lands. The road ahead, the past behind, we didn't speak what crossed our minds. Two shadows riding dusk and fate, with empty maps and heavy weight. We shared the same escape, no plan, no end, no chosen shape, just miles that blurred our yesterdays, and motel sheets and borrowed haze. We kissed like fugitives from Love born of fire, not of proof. We shared the same escape, but not the same way back to safe. The diners knew us by no name. We played our roles inside the flame. I held your hand in neon glow, but never asked where you might go. We weren't in love, we were away from all we couldn't seem to say. We share the same escape, like songs that never found their tape. We clung like branches in the stream, not for the root, but for the dream. Your eyes said stay, your steps said run. By morning you were chasing sun. We shared the same escape, but love was never meant to drape. Like ours don't land, just float on wind, not place or plan. We weren't a home, we were a door to what we couldn't take no more. We shared the same escape, no vows, no fence, no boundless cape. We burned too bright to leave a trace, just tire tracks and empty space. And though I dream of you some nights, it's not a love but shared mid-flights. We shared the same escape and vanished like vanishing shape. The house was cold, the fire out. The night was thick with silent doubt. I found her coat behind the chair, still hanging with her in the air. It smelled like rain, like wind, like grace, like something time forgot to trace. I slept in her coat that night, held the sleeves like holding light. It wrapped me soft, it wrapped me gone to places where we still belong. No lullaby, no second chance, just fabric caught in half a dance. I slept in her coat, not for the heat, but for the ghost I couldn't meet. I didn't cry, I didn't speak, but felt her laugh in every creak. The zipper tug like pulling back, a moment lost along the track. She left no note, just sent thread, but that's the thing that speaks instead. I slept in her coat again, like laying down beside what's been. No pillow spoke, no window stirred, just borrowed warmth and borrowed hit my heart the most. I slept in her coat just to feel the only part of her still real. Somewhere grief in silent clothes, in flannel denim lace her prose. But I wore her in woolen thread and dreamed of things we never said. I slept in her coat once more on the hallway rug behind the door. And when the dawn came soft and gray, I hung it back, then walked away. But every night since that retreat, I missed the warmth that didn't speak. I slept in her coat and knew it then. I'd never quite wear love again.
The diner still serves cherry pie, but no one ever wonders why. The jukebox plays the same old song, as if the years don't move along. The school is closed, the paint is peeled, but folks still cheer the empty field. This town has no clocks, no ticking hands, no midnight knocks, no bells to chime, no numbers spun, just shades pulled down against the sun. We rise and sleep, we mend and break, but time here makes no sound to take. This town has no clocks, just hearts that beat in silent blocks. The barber trims the same old hair for men whose minds aren't really there. The preacher prays for winds to shift, but sermons never seem to lift. And I've walked Main Street 50 times, each step a loop, each sigh a rhyme. This town has no clocks, no dates to mark, no wristwatch talks. We measure days and coffee stains and watch the grass reclaim the lanes. You said you'd leave by someday soon, but never left that rusted spoon. This town has no clocks, just yesterday in every box. I once carved plans into a tree, but even that forgot to be. Now moss has claimed the hands I drew, and still the bark don't point to new. This town has no clocks, no hourglass, no time that mocks. We sit beneath a setting sky, too slow to live, too calm to die. If you ask me when I'll go, I'll say I left here long ago. This town has no clocks, but it still knows just how to stop. porch still leans the way it did when you leaned back and softly hid a cigarette, a bitten smile. Your words hung there for just a while, and though the steps are cracked and worn, the space still breathes the way you're gone. Rain fell where you stood, not on the grass, not on the wood, but right where you once said my name. Like heaven tried to frame the blame. The drops hit hard, the wind turned slow, as if the sky refused to know. Rain fell where you stood, like it understood, like it understood. The garden tried to bloom that year, but soil forgot what roots hold dear. The fence you leaned on won't align, it tilts like time forgot its spine. And every April smells like then, but never brings you back again. Rain fell where you stood, in that old coat with hidden hood. It hit the earth like half goodbyes, like poems lost in lullabies. I watched it pour and didn't run, just stared until the clouds were done. Rain fell where you stood, and nothing else could. They say the sky don't pick its place, but I swear it knew your shape, your face. And though the storm is come and gone, that patch of ground still reigns alone. Rain fell where you stood, not anywhere the way it should. It didn't care for roof or shade, it only knew the mark you made. And now when storms come rolling slow, I watch that spot still take the blow. Rain falls where you once stood, and I still would. Vacancy sign flickers blue and red, 12 parking spots, one half-lit bed, a coffee pot that don't quite brew, and curtains stained with other truths. The clerk just nods, no questions asked. Another face behind the glass. It's a night in a motel where no one asks your name, where silence feels like part of some old game. The walls are thin, the hours slow, and everything feels long ago. No past to haunt, no plans to claim. Just a night in a motel with no name. The TV hums a preacher's voice,
vending machine gives you no choice. You eat alone beneath the glow of dreams that dim but never go. You call no one calls back. You trace old scars and paper cracks. It's a night in a motel where no one asks your name, where your reflection don't look quite the same. The ice machine is out again and goes smooth through the bathroom fan. The only thing you might reclaim is the ache that brought you here in shame. Some rooms aren't made to feel like home, they're just a pause on roads unknown. Things they meant to never find. It's a night in a motel where no one asks your name, where sorrow hangs like window pane. And though you'll leave at morning's light, you'll carry what you felt that night. No story told, no one to blame. Just a night in a motel in your name. Wrote you lines with trembling hands from motel desks and borderlands. Stamped each thought with quiet grace and prayed you'd read my messy place. But they came back one by one, marked return and underdone. Letters returned unopened, like prayers left in the rain. Each word I chose got frozen in that silence you ordained. Letters returned unopened, and a heart you won't explain. The paper smelled of midnight smoke, of songs and truths we never spoke. I sealed regret behind my name, but you just sent it back the same. You didn't burn, you didn't cry, just sent it like you walked on by. Letters returned unopened, like ghosts without a face. No tears, stains, or erasures, just the coldness of your grace. and now my thoughts live in a pile, stamped unbroken, out of style. The letters returned unopened now live in my top drawer, still folded with the hope I had when I slipped them past your door. And maybe one day you'll unfold the things I never could withhold. Till then, they rest unopened, like the heart you once controlled.
She didn't slam the door behind, just tied her scarf and cleared her mind. The coffee pot was still half full, the sky outside a gentle wool, her footsteps softer than the rain. No final words, no sharp refrain. She left like Sunday morning, no thunder, no warning, just sunlight spilling on the floor, and quiet where her voice once swore. She didn't cry, she didn't shake, just walked away before I'd wait. She left like Sunday morning, nothing's felt so wide and full. Her jacket hung for weeks to come, still smelled like rose and setting sun. Her book laid open on page 9, a note she never got to sign. The radio still played her song, but somehow it all felt so wrong. She left like Sunday morning, no storm, just light adorning the space between what could have been and all we held too deep within. She kissed the air, or so it seemed, and disappeared like fading dream. She left like Sunday morning, soft as breath, and twice as warm. She left like Sunday morning, still warm yet slowly forming, a memory that's hard to keep, like whispered prayers we talk in sleep. She left no fight, she left no clue, just folded skies and shades of blue. She left like Sunday morning, and I still wake to her undoing. from behind the chair, still gathering the softened air. Your face was there but dim, not gone, like dreams we lose by waking dawn. The edges bled, the colors waned, like even time had grown ashamed. The picture blurred itself, without a hand, without a shelf. No coffee spill, no rain streaked glass, just love retreating from the past. Your smile once lit the paper skies, now lives in shades my heart denies. The picture blurred itself, as if forgetting was its stealth. Your shoulder touched a younger me, two silhouettes we used to be. I swore I'd guard that silver gleam, but silver tarnished every dream. No fire, no flood, no hand to blame, just slow decay without a name. The picture blurred itself, like whispers folded back to self. No sunlight touched it wrong or wild, it simply faded mile by mile. I stared to force your face to stay, but eyes can't will what time won't wait. The picture blurred itself and took you gently off the shelf. Some say a photo holds us tight, but memory bends away from light. It chooses what the heart can bear and erases what is no longer there. The picture blurred itself, like you walked out in quiet stealth. No creased goodbye, no scribbled line, just ink that chose to not align. And now that frame holds only haze, a ghost of love in gentle grace. The picture blurred itself and left me staring at myself. I stood before the mirror's light at 10:30 in fading white. No lipstick smudge, no second brush, just quiet walls and hallway hush. It showed my eyes but not the pain, no trace of her, no water stain. What the mirror didn't say was how she slowly slipped away. It showed my face, it showed the lines, but none that marked where she resigned. It didn't speak of where we cracked, or how she took what I can't track. What the mirror didn't say was how I lost her yesterday. Her comb still rests beside the glass, a relic from a softer past. But when I search the silver frame, I see just me and half a name. She used to fix her dress, then smile. Now all that's gone, a ghosted mile. What the mirror didn't say was why she couldn't choose to stay. It showed my hands, but not the touch of holding on to not enough. Kept the light, it gave me form, but not the cold after the warm. What the mirror didn't say was that her leaving looked this great. It never lies, but it withholds the silent truth that love unfolds. Some things can't shine in glass or chrome, like empty hearts or loss of home. What the mirror didn't say was how the light can fade that way. It didn't scream, it didn't sigh, just watched me shave, then wonder why. And though I speak to empty air, the glass just stares, it doesn't care. What the mirror didn't say still haunts me every single